misconception. That's a common misconception. I get the meme of, hey, 64 touch of death, but okay, we got Link, and who's that he's fighting over there? It looks like it's Link. What's going on over here? Yeah, I mean, me Swordfighter. That's fun. It's different.
You know, the Mii fighters criminally underrated, but they're especially brutal because people just don't even include them in matchup charts. They don't talk about them in terms of tier lists. Nobody really discusses the matchup at all.
So Brett may not even know what kind of battle he's fighting here.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I feel like Brett is a seasoned player.
Very high quality, allegedly, taken from your words. Best Link in New England.
Yep.
And he's... Now, this Hindsight over here, he's not having that much trouble fighting back. He's keeping his guard. He's letting himself get a little bit too close to Brett, in my opinion. I feel like it's one of those situations where Link in particular, you want to keep a good middle ground. That way he can't just take control of you with his projectiles, but you also don't want him too close.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's kind of aggravating about Link, is that a lot of his normals pretty solid, you know?
And he's also got that strong projectile game. It's difficult. Like, I've seen that the bomb being activated kind of like Snake's bombs. I feel like that has done so much good for this character.
With the pitch late on the projectile.
Still having no trouble keeping Hindsight off stage.
So
there he is
Hindsight
once again.
Has opted for, he's got the Whirlwind, but he doesn't have the typical Link style up B that you see Whirlwind combo into all the time.
Okay. What up B is he using?
He's using the, like, diagonal slashes. I forget what that one's called, because it's Mii Swordfighter.
Yeah, it's Mii Swordfighter. Like, I understand, is someone's gotta play every character in this game. But Mii Swordfighter is the one that most people aren't expecting.
And even then, when somebody plays Mii Swordfighter, you're expecting them to use the Link,
standards.
Yeah, the Link one.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is one of the situations where I see it and I'm like, why did he go for that? Like, you know what the standard choice is, so why didn't he go for the standard choice? I think it's got slightly better recovery on it.
I don't know, maybe it's a matter of personal preference. Like, I feel like he's fighting valiantly with it. There's a reason in his mind. We just don't know what it is.
Like, but this game is dead even.
Yeah. Is that the only part of Swordfighter's kit that isn't the standard that Hindsight's using?
He's using the reflector, which is used occasionally. You know, I'd say that's like one of the common ones. Maybe not the most common one, but it's...
Like, I feel like, is there much trying different loadouts for different matchups in Ultimate for Mii fighters?
No, not really. I think the case is that most of the time they have some moves that are objectively the best ones.
Yeah.
And I feel like every once in a while there's some flex picks like which up B you're using.
Like, I don't want to backseat game my friend Hindsight over here, but maybe there's a part of the thinking is like, okay, I have these neutrals that are the characters, but I can switch up the specials depending on which, like, who I'm playing. Maybe try something like Link is kind of a projectile-heavy character. You can put that reflector in there because Link's going to be throwing things for him to reflect.
Yeah.
Like, there's maybe a little bit of an argument in there. I don't know if that's necessarily what's going on, but he's been making great use of the reflector.
I would assume that he doesn't switch up his
loadout
specials by matchup.
I feel like, and the up tilt takes it.
That was such a close game,
Very close.
Brett clutches it in the end. Honestly, my expectation is the next game is going to be stronger in Brett's favor. I think he'll win with a more commanding lead. I would not be surprised if this first match was him kind of getting his feet wet in
understanding how Hindsight plays. a little bit of matchup knowledge. Like, I feel like. So yeah, it's all about like reading the opponent.
All right, so I agree, Bad Nick. This quarter's PR is gonna be insane. We're gonna see some. Honestly, I think Brett is hopefully gonna make it into the local PR.
Oh yeah, there's lots of players.
He is also just an insanely nice guy. I got to hang out with him and play some games with him at Overclocked, and he was just super helpful. I play Lucina. I struggle with the Link matchup, and he's like, "Let me give you some pointers." He played some matches with me, and he did I could tell how good of a player he was because he was able to pare down his skill level to just match me evenly and consistently give me that little bit of challenge and to like bait out, like to show me like moves that he's like, oh, you gotta deal with this thing. How do you deal with this? He was just a really excellent guy.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see him doing so well.
Yeah.
But not particularly surprised. All right, you know.
That was quick. That was unfortunate.
And never what you like to see.
Sometimes you have to take an SD to keep things interesting, I guess.
Yeah. He wants to play this this match on hard mode.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that in Smash, that is
totally
possible. And he just goes for the reverse, instantly brings it right back, and
still an even game.
Puts the pressure right on. There's nothing that feels worse than your opponent dying really early and then instantly getting you right back. All the lead that you felt like you had, the breathing room you felt like you had is gone, and even though it puts the match back into a neutral state, you suddenly feel a little bit panicked.
Yeah, of course. Like, one misclick and one mispress of a button is going to completely turn the tides of how you're thinking that entire set. Like, it's so much like it's a physical game in the sense that you gotta be able to press the buttons, but there's so much of a mental state in there.
For sure. Ooh.
Very aggressive attempt with that down B. He wanted the reflect, but it unfortunately was not able to work out in his favor.
Got a tech it.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that you just keep not teching and dying to it and getting angry at yourself until you start teching, and then you're like, right, yeah, okay, I got that. And I think part of that is just, you know, matchup knowledge, being like, right, like, I know in this position, in this situation, I need to be prepared to tech. Brett's putting on the pressure. Again, you have such an insanely close game, which is saying a lot because Brett got that SD.
Yeah.
So, again, if he didn't have that SD, he'd be a stock up right now.
Oh, of course.
Be following exactly what I said, a much more commanding lead. But so I think that even if he doesn't take this one, he's going to be angry at himself. If he doesn't let that mentality get to his head, which I think he's a good enough player to, you know, see past it. As you can see just from how solid he's playing on this match.
Oh, of course.
But if he doesn't let that get to his head and loses this match, I think that the next match is still definitely his.
Brett has been doing an amazing job of controlling the pace of the game.
And here he goes. This is where he wins it because he's at 69%, and that's always when you kill your opponents. I'm telling you guys, watch out for it. The funny number is always when you get the kills. It's totally confirmation bias, but if you look out for it, you'll confirm it, and your bias will be correct.
The way I